No.
Okay. Hey everyone,
How do you know when I
welcome
start
back to
recording?
Zero Interest. I can hear the button. Like when you hit it, I can hear it. It makes a sound. You hit the key, and I'm like, oh, you did it. And Zero Interest, Konosuba, Episode 3. Uh, Casey, you want to start, I guess.
Right. So, full disclosure, we never actually recorded episode 3, but we did watch the episode. I watched it like a week ago. So, Zero's actually going to
I'll,
have to help me and jump in every now and again, like he's wont to do, regardless of whether this is the case. So, episode 3, it starts with where we left off with Cosma and the Night Lady, who is
yeah,
blonde and tall and buxom, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a running theme in the show, kind of, except with Mega Man for obvious reasons. Um, so she's like, "Hey, I want to join your party," and she's stuttering and stammering, and she's shy and such things.
And like Cosmo's like, I've been a shut-in for so long. I've had to deal with so much crap. Is this finally my time?
This
I
is
can't.
my time.
You know, it's like really, really hot chick is talking to me, and he's freezing up, and she's like, "Hey, those two slimy ladies earlier were in your party, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, sorry." And it's just like, real okay. How did that happen? Can I join your party? I knew it, and he's just kind of like freezing up, and
She's really into that detail of how did they get so gross and slimy and exhausted. Like, what did he do to them? Kind of interested.
yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
And she's like, I have great defensive abilities, and like, you could totally use me in your party, and like, I would take hits for you. And he's like, I could never use a woman as a shield, trying to be all cool and trying to impress her, even though he totally would use Aqua as a shield.
Yeah. And she's like,
and
oh, because
she's like, no, she's more like, she says, it would be my pleasure to take those hits for you. He's like, and she's like,
he keeps
well,
rejecting her, and it's getting her more and more worked up. Essentially,
he's more like, we get eaten by monsters, we get hit. She's like, I'm fine with that. I want that. Okay, cool. He's like, wait, what? And then he starts to realize, this person's dangerous. I should not have them in my party. I'm going to slowly say, and he kind of like gets out of the scene. Leo explained by saying, "Oh, I had too much to drink. Okay, bye." Trying to like slowly tell her, no, we don't want you at my party because you're kind of weird, and I want normal people in my party for once.
Cosma, kink shaming. What's wrong with you?
So, this character is named Darkness. They introduce themselves as Darkness.
Yeah, funnily enough,
which
she's not the tuning one.
Yeah, it's the fact that it's Darkness. Like, that name sounds kind of. It might be the fake, but so she is a masochist and a crusader. She's a tank who likes being hit and can't hit anything in return.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Which
she's
leaves the only
she's really good at her one role and not good at any of her supporting roles.
Yeah, and the only person who's actually able to frontline fight is Kazuma.
And then something happens where he learns a skill.
Okay, so what happens is he goes to the guild the next morning, and he's trying to learn how to use a skill. Like, Megaman's explaining to him, somebody has to teach you how to use a skill. and then you can like learn it with points.
Hmm.
And he's like, so you could teach him explosion if you wanted to. And she's like, yes, walk the path of explosions with me.
私と一緒に爆裂とを歩もうじゃないですか。ああ、顔が近い。
Which, in fairness,
Once
he
you
probably
go
could,
explosive,
because he could just improve his intelligence and just eventually become an archmage and actually learn explosion. That's a thing he could do.
the problem is his stats are so low, and it's an advanced job, and he needs to like level up a lot, which is kind of a bit difficult with his party composition. His current job, adventurer, is the weakest, but it can learn the skills of pretty much any class.
Yeah, it's the bod class. You can do just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I think you can learn like most like the lower skills of pretty much any class. So like he could learn like elemental magic, but he can't learn explosion. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's a thief lady that shows up somehow. I forget how.
Okay. So what happens is darkness comes in and she's like, I found you. And there's the thief lady that's following her. That's her friend, Chris. And darkness is still like, we should totally team up still. Like, and, you know.
Are you clicking through the video again? Because that's a thing you shouldn't do.
I am clicking through it because I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. Like, because it's been a while. Gosh. Okay, Casey, do you know what happens?
Vaguely. So, Chris suggests that he try and learn the skill steal from her, and if he succeeds, then he gets.
Okay. Now I remember. Okay, so Chris is like, okay, I can teach you how to use the skill steal. It's really good if you get what you want from it. She doesn't say it explicitly, but it is kind of based on the luck stat. You can get what you want. It's pretty good thief skill. If you can, I have these rocks on me right now, and I also have my dagger, which is worth like 200,000 Eris,
right?
Which is the like.
It's the currency we know.
Currency. And he's like, okay, finally, an adventure like event. This is cool. I'm finally doing something cool. This is great. And then he goes, steal. And then it's like, she drops the rocks. Her dagger's still on her waist. He's like, what's this? And it's her panties. And he proceeds to be like, this is even better. And he swings it around while laughing maniacally. And she's like, no, give it back. And in the end, everybody starts looking at him with cold eyes. And it's like, did you really just do that? Really? And Chris begins to like play it up and be like, and then he said he'd only give it back if I paid him money. And like all the girls in the guild are just looking at him really badly. He's like, I mean, that's not wrong, but and he's just his own team members are just like, no. He's like, look, I learned the skill steal. See, he just steal a Mega Man this time, and it's like, no, this is not what I wanted. No, I'm trying to like. Why every time? Every time. And she's like, could you please give those back, please? And everybody's
worth noting. Her outfit means open air is going on right there.
It's breezy. I feel breezy, please. And so he, he gives it back. Like they cut to a new scene, and all his party members are like, why don't we just recruit Darkness? Like she's a good tank, and she's like a Crusaders or advanced job class, and Darkness for the most part is seeming completely normal to everyone else. But Aqua's like, she's a freaking masochist. She's gonna like. I think there's one point where Darkness is like, if getting captured by the Demon King would be like the best. because of all the stuff you put through. And he's...
Yeah, like they say, we're directly going up against the Demon King, so, you know, it's going to be really dangerous, and you shouldn't party up with us. And she's like, oh, that would be amazing. I would love to get captured by him. That'd be, like, the best thing ever that could ever happen.
It's the role of a female knight to get captured and then, like, tortured in the Demon King's castle and assaulted. And he's like, okay, no, I can't. And then there's an emergency quest. Cabbages. Flying cabbages are coming in. It's harvest season.
Okay, this time the exposition dump on cabbages made a lot more sense because it was funny. There was a reason behind it, and that reason was funny as shit. So, yeah, cabbages are grown, naturally. It's food. And unfortunately, these cabbages are sentient. So they move and think. To be clear, I mean sentient, not sapient. That's a different thing. So they, you know, can move around and try and escape from the plantations that they're being grown on, and, you know, they don't want to be eaten. So it's the job of adventurers, once the harvest season comes around, to stop the cabbages from escaping.
And harvest them. And this is like
little tomatoes.
There's a whole thing where it's like you get paid based on how many cabbages you get. And so basically ends up happening is they're all fighting against the cabbages, and some adventurers are getting taken out by getting hit by multiple cabbages. It's like, what sort of war scene is this?
They get paid for collecting cabbages, and they get paid a lot for collecting cabbages. Like, I think they said it was 10,000 per cabbage. That's a lot of money for a fucking cabbage.
So they're getting, like, this is a chance to actually have money for once. And Darkness goes up front, and she's, like, trying to protect, quote unquote.
Adventurer. Yeah.
And everybody's like, look at her, so strong, so valiant, protecting, so noble, such a real knight, a real crusader.
Yeah, another crusader is like, she is an inspiration to me as being the same class as me. I should strive to be more like her.
And she's getting hit, and she's just like, this is everything I ever wanted. And she's just enjoying it, and Cosmo's like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't.
her arm is getting blown off and stuff. Yeah.
And and then Megaman kind of does an explosion, and it engulfs Darkness as well. And Darkness afterwards says, you know, that was great. I enjoyed that very much. And you have Cosmo being, he's all like, I refuse. I don't want this. Why is this is my party now? This is cemented. This is my party.
Yeah. Even so,
and,
Aqua goes around growing cabbages or something, and then he steals them, and they get a bunch of cabbages and yay money, or something along those lines.
Yeah. Everybody's like, our party's really impressive, and they're highlighting all the good things that the party did during the cabbage thing, and he's just like, you guys are a bunch of weirdos, and I'm going to probably die with you all. And that's pretty much where the episode ends.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that episode's mainly the introduction to Darkness as a character.
Pretty much. So, this episode was silly and fun. I'm not particularly sold on Darkness as a character yet. You know,
she has a backstory that has yet to be revealed, I guess. There's more to her character.
I hope. Yeah. Yeah, the cabbage thing was fantastic. In a really stupid way, but it was fantastic. The Nika stealing thing was funny ish.
It comes back to bite him. Like, the thing with this show is if a character does something that's like just kind of awful like that, it will come back to bite them. So
yeah, because
Yeah.
like, I mean, don't think of me as like, you know, white knighting here or anything, but it made me a little uncomfortable. But,
no, that's completely fair.
yeah. So
They were going for we're going to go as ridiculous as possible for this gag.
yeah,
And it is a bit, but yeah, like I said, there will be consequences. So
I'm trying to understand why that made me uncomfortable, because as I pointed out in a previous episode of this, I did watch High School DxD and enjoyed it. It might be just a tonal thing. Like, DxD essentially from the get-go was like, okay, this sort of stuff is okay in this show, so don't, you know, get your knickers in a twist about it, so to speak. This one, not quite the same tone at all, so you treat it with a bit more normalized viewpoint on this sort of thing, so there's a little bit of a sour taste that it leaves behind. But I think that's the point.
Yeah, and that incident leaves a very bad impression. Everybody has toward him. Actually, he literally makes his reputation worse as the story goes on, in a lot of ways. So, yeah. Anything else you want to add?
I got nothing. That's pretty much all I got. Was
all right.
Cabbages.
Well, that's it for Zero Interest Konosuba episode 3. See you guys next time with Zero Interest doing Konosuba episode 4.
Woo. It's not on the camera. There it is. Hi.
Bye.